your mother just had a crush on Manuel Acevita.
I did.
Oh, you had a crush on Manuel Acevita. Now tell me about that.
Can you tell me? Can't you imagine how embarrassed he must have been, this 13-year-old, going in the house, coming out to show him her party dress?
Oh, how old was Manuel?
Oh, old.
Like 20?
60s.
Oh my goodness. You could have been his grandchild.
Yes. Yes.
But you had a crush on a 60-year-old man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was everything. He was the president of the hunt club. He had this magnificent white horse. Had a truck. I just thought he was...
Awesome. And he probably knew you had a crush on him.
Oh, yes. I'm
And
sure
so how did he handle it? Was he honorable and not, he never took advantage of
No.
anything?
No.
He was nice to you, but he probably tried to keep you a little bit at a distance?
A little bit.
Yeah.
He'd always find me a place to sit at his table, but not next to him.
Yeah. He wanted to include you, but he didn't.
He had a beard. That's where my love of beard started.
Oh, with
Beard.
Manuel, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You liked the beards.
And he had a big ranch. Yeah, I thought he was the most phenomenal person.
If he would have asked you out, you would have said yes.
Oh, my God, yes. His wife had been long dead.
And you were all of, what, 13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you kind of liked he was old enough to be your grandfather.
Yes, he was. In the meantime, I got this little job up the hill at a restaurant, coffee shop, Circle K. They raised chinchillas and had this little restaurant, coffee shop, grocery store. And I remember they asked me at one point, "We need your Social Security card." And I didn't have a Social Security card. He took me to the Social Security office to get me a card.
Manuel did?
No, the people at the Circle K restaurant.
Okay.
So I stayed there and worked for a long time. A couple of years.
And that was at a Circle K way back then. They had Circle Ks back then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I mean, I just didn't know they did.
Well, I think their last name started with a K, although I don't remember it.
Yeah. Maybe the original Circle K people, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Right. So, all right. So now so it sounded like those years that you spent by Half Moon Bay, even though they were short, they were very influential. You really liked that. It was like one big adventure.
Yeah. Now I was 15 and learning to use the cash register.
Mm-hmm.
And this man walked in. He was on a motorcycle, and his name was David. And I just thought he was the cat's piano, I'll tell you.
You're 15-year-old and you meet some guy named David.
I meet David Meehan.
Oh, David Meehan. Oh, this is a significant meeting because that is the father of your children.
Right.
And
so he asked me to go to the beach on the motorcycle.
So you're working at the Circle K on a cash register, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you meet him and he asks you out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I said, "You'll have to go ask my mother." We were 12 years apart. That probably should have given him a clue of how old I was. So he went down, talked to my mother, and I think when we went to the beach, we actually went in a car. And he brought his niece and nephew. And he told my mother that he would bring his niece and nephew, so she said yes. And we went to Santa Cruz. We drove all those mountains and hills. And
Ooh,
went to
Santa Cruz is a long ways away, isn't it?
Hmm?
Wasn't Santa Cruz a long ways
It
away?
was a long ways.
Yeah.
So then when he came, and so we just kind of walked around because he had two little kids with him. And then he came back a couple of weeks later, and he was on the motorcycle, and we went on the motorcycle.
And your
We went
mother
to
said okay?
Yep. Yeah, she did, because we'd already been out once, you know. So we went to Santa Cruz, and we sat on the beach, and we ate fresh crab. We had a blanket. We ate fresh crab, and I just thought he was the most phenomenal guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, I did. And then he went
And
back.
you said how many years difference? 12?
12.
12. So he was like 27 years old. He's 27, and he's asking you out, a 15-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
And did you like talk to him much more did you talk to him very much before he asked you out? Did he like several times, or is just like one time meeting?
He came to the counter lots of times to eat.
Okay, so you kind of developed a relationship before he ever asked you out, right?
Yes.
So you kind of became a little friendly towards each other.
Right.
Oh, good. And then so David asks you out. Your mom says okay, and now you're taking a motorcycle ride down to Santa Cruz, and tell us more.
Eating fresh crab on the beach. Oh my God! I thought I died and gone to heaven. So we walked out to the end of the pier, and we ate crab, and then we came home.
Crap.
And then he told me I have to go back to college. I was heartsick. I thought, oh no. So he was in college at Socorro University. That was School of Mines and Engineering.
Mm-hmm. Socorro, huh? So David is in Socorro. How much time has passed before you and he decide to get married?
Well, he came home.
He lived nearby there. David lived
He
near...
lived in Redwood City, yeah.
Where? Redwood City? David... And the store you worked at was at Redwood City?
No, the store I worked at was on top of the hill from Half Moon Bay.
Okay. Okay, so he...
And I had really long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he brought a couple of his friends. I'd cut my hair.
You cut your hair?
I had to cut my hair.
Why was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Too much hassle to take care of it?
Something.
It's awfully hard to take care of long hair. I don't see how people can manage it.
Well, in the meantime, my father's becoming not enamored with all of this land and work. And he is building this house in San Jose. It's right across the street from the junior high. Beautiful hand-tiled fireplace, hardwood floors. And so he picks us up from the ranch and moves us to that property.
Oh, so now you moved to San Jose.
San Jose.
And how old were you then? 16 maybe? 15?
15.
Still 15. Okay, so 15, you moved to San Jose. Okay. And then what happens to you and David's relationship?
Well, eventually he came home from college, and he came home really just for a visit. And I said to him, I'm not dating you all summer long because you're just going to leave again and go back to college.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, we'll get married.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we started making plans to get married. My mother and father were not very happy, but my mother, he was about to be a graduate engineer for petroleum engineering. And she took a look at that and went, she'll have a good life. He'll always make money. And so she said, okay. She said later how much she agonized over letting this. But part of the influence was that my cousin, whose name was Sharon, was already married at 15. So Mother just said yes. And by that time, we were out of that house that my father built, and we were in a rental. I believe in San Jose, but I'm not sure which. Oh, Palo Alto. Palo Alto on calendar of all ironic things. So we were in this little not so nice house.
So it sounds like it was you really enjoyed your years at Half Moon Bay. But then you moved back to San Jose, okay, but Palo Alto not so nice.
Right.
Palo Alto is like yuck, and so like, what happened to San Jose house? Did you sell out? Oh, so took the money and then bought something in Palo Alto, but not a nice place. Palo Alto has always been kind of a rough town, isn't it? I always thought it was.
Oh, it is now, that's for sure. It
seems
really...
like, it seems like of that area, that's the least attractive area.
Right.
San Jose is probably the one that's nicest.
When we got married, we found a little house to rent, put an ad in the newspaper that said, we'll take care of the yard, we'll do whatever you want.
And how old were you now? 16 years
16.
old? 16 years old and you're married.
Yeah.
Dated while you're 15, married when you're 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and 16 and you get pulled away from Palo Alto. Pulled away. Okay.
So we packed what little belongings, personal belongings we had. They filled the back seat, the row of boxes. David sold this car and we bought. Well, let me go back a little bit.
Okay.
He got into an accident on El Camino Boulevard, which is the main huge artery thing, and he was the only man that was not ticketed in the line of people that rear-ended the car in front of him. And we sold that car. I think we were either just going to get married or just married. And this car showed up in the car lot next door.
Let's see. Okay, car lot, sell. We need to, motion to time out for a moment. So we'll, car lot. Hold on the car lot. Car lot and accident. Okay.